We've talked about a lot of IPOs in our day, but this one, it feels a little special. What do you make of what happened yesterday? What does that tell you about the IPO market as well as the retail trading momentum that seemed to really kind of take form this year, now maybe a little bit more in question?
Well, I think that you're seeing the bull market continue, and I think people are looking back, and especially retail investors look back and say, had I only bought this stock yesterday? And that was very much attuned for the last year or several years. And now I think people are seeing stocks go both up and down, and the retail investors fickle, especially meme-based stocks. And we've seen it in the GameStops, we've seen it at AMC, that this is a very fickle investor base compared to maybe institutions, which might be more structured and more long-term focused. But I think the key thing here is what you're seeing is companies are going to start to have a direct relationship with their shareholder base, no different than they have a direct relationship with their customers. And that conversation is something that Robinhood's beginning to have. And you're going to see more companies that are going to communicate with their investors, whether it be directly via email, via Twitter, in other ways, as opposed to having investment bankers, traders, brokerages in between that relationship.
Interesting. Yeah, there is this whole sense of kind of cutting out the middleman, trying to do things differently in the process. A lot of experimentation. Some people, as they kind of reflect on yesterday, they were drawing comparisons to what happened with the Coinbase direct listing, where that kind of signaled a peak in crypto, at least in the short term, back in April. It hasn't really recovered to those levels since then. Some people are drawing the analogy that maybe, Robinhood's debut could be the peak of this meme stock retail trading phenomenon that we've seen. Do you believe that to be the case?
Well, you're also seeing competition, right? I mean, you're seeing companies like public.com, which is a more community-based kind of direct-to-consumer trading platform, take a lot of share and grow very quickly. You've already seen traditional brokerages like Schwab and Fidelity react to Robinhood by adding crypto, by being able to be more flexible and cheaper in their prices. So, you're seeing kind of all the competitive response come into effect as they're entering the public markets, not dissimilar to Coinbase, where all the other crypto wallets, currency, custody companies were also ramping as they went into the public markets. So although the leaders might not be doing as well, I think the industry in the whole is being lifted up by the same fundamental trend.
Interesting. So one thing that you were talking about with regard to Robinhood speaking more directly to its shareholders, they also did something a little differently with its IPO access platform, giving, as Kate just laid out, about 20% of the stock in the offering to retail investors, to users of its platform if they wanted to buy shares. Would you recommend this to any of your portfolio companies as a potential option, especially at that size and scale of 20% of the deal?
Yeah, I mean, it was very aggressive, and I'm dying to see the case study on it from the investment banks who allocated it, because as I said before, these are fickle investors, these are retail investors, and especially when the stock doesn't go up, they probably take a lot more signal than an institutional investor. At the same time, we know that there's a lot of flippers in the public market, and that's led to some companies being disenfranchised with traditional IPOs and looking for either SPACs or direct listings to go public. But I think companies that kind of have a deep consumer experience, want to build community around their customers and maybe even transition those to shareholders, I think it's great that they provide access to people who are really part of their tribe to join them and not only be customers, but shareholders.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.